From Los Angeles, California, we're the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Oh, hello, friends! Welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name's Kevin Kraft, joined once again by a man who's completely nude from the waist down and is currently jacking his boner off with a bored-out can of cranberry sauce. That's Jeff Clark.
Yay! I like the topical intro.
Oh, you wait. And beaming to us from Plymouth Rock, the bearded burial ground desecrating pilgrim known as Shuddy Boy.
Yo.
Man, great intros. It's almost like you had extra time on your hands. Too soon?
Well,
too soon. Not cool. Not cool.
To address the elephant in the room, yeah, I'm pretty much unemployed. And I got the phone call about 45 minutes before we started recording, so I did not have the free time you assumed I did, Jeff. But yeah, I did want to write a Thanksgiving themed show intro, so I pooped that out this morning. Yeah, you'll have to excuse me. My phone has been blowing up like crazy. Yeah, to address the elephant in the room, we are. Jason Ellis show has been canceled. If you follow Jason Ellis on Twitter, you saw the tweet. We are, we're done, man. It's really weird. It's really weird. I was not expecting that. But, you know, the economy is shit right now. You know, people are cutting corners all over the place, and we were just the latest casualty, I guess. It's been a really interesting, fun, crazy ride, like my whole tenure with SiriusXM. You know, I started as an intern in 2006 with Howard Stern. I did the maximum amount of semesters you can do, 2 semesters, and just lucked out and got an associate producer job right after my internship ended. Some guy quit like 2 weeks. I was unemployed for 2 weeks, and then I got a phone call being like, hey, so-and-so just quit. You want his job? And I was like, fuck, yes. And they brought me on, and it was crazy going from a construction worker, being a commercial electrician, to working for the show that I had listened to since I was 11 that made it bearable to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and then work outside in the cold all winter and outside in the boiling heat all summer, just listening to Howard all day, his entire live show every morning. To go from listening to being a part of it was... I still can't fucking believe it happened. And then I didn't know what was happening with the end of Howard's first contract with Sirius, and I always wanted to live in L.A., so I was like, you know what? I'm pretty low on the totem pole. Who knows if he's coming back or not? This might be a time to make a break if he really does decide to retire. I mean, spoiler alert, he didn't. But I just threw myself at LA. I moved out here. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have a job lined up, and wound up just coming right back to SiriusXM with Ellis, a show that I had listened to. You know, when I used to drive the Howard 100 news van to Riley Martin's house once a week, and I would always listen to Ellis. And I remember I told people when I left New York for LA, like, you know, everybody knew I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a job lined up. I had no safety net. They were like, so are you going to like try and transition back into radio or something? And I was like, no, it's kind of tough once you've been at the top. Like, where do you go from there? And I even said to them, multiple people, the only show that could keep me in radio would be Jason Ellis. And it just, how the fuck did that happen? How did lightning strike twice? I ended up with the show that I said would be the only show that would keep me in radio. And I was just a call screener, you know. I was the back office bitch, getting coffee, screening calls, and, you know, I started letting my true bing bong self show. And Ellis was like, there's something in this guy. He's fucking willing to do anything. He'll do any sort of crazy shit on the air. He'll tell any embarrassing story about himself. And it got me brought on full time as a producer. Then I got bumped up to a co-host, and I was co-hosting for the last 2 years or so. And just looking back on all the cool stuff we got to do, like all the cool Ellis Manias, all the traveling, the remote broadcasts. Went to Vegas so many times. Shuddy and Jeff came to a whole bunch of them and saw the whole fiasco that it was.
It's been great riding on your coattails these last few years as you being a member of the Jason Ellis show. Like, it's been a really good thing that's happened to me, too.
Yeah. I mean, it was just like all the cool people we got to party with at the Ellis Manias and all the people that wanted to take pictures with us and sign autographs and shit. It's fucking wild. I'm still like, wow, I'm just some goofy construction worker from Jersey. I'm still having a hard time believing all this. And you know, I've been with SiriusXM for almost 15 years, and it's still never settled in, never got old. It was still just, I can't believe this. I can't believe this is my life. This is so fucking cool. And you know, wow, just like all the events that I got to go to, just from being press. Got to run the Ninja Warrior course.
Yeah, that was cool.
I mean, it's.
I mean, you made it like, I don't know, 20 yards in that.
I did. Yeah. No one thought it would make it 1 yard, and I made it 20.
Yeah, joke's on them.
Yeah.
Pussies.
You know, I got to perform on stage at the fucking Roxy on the Sunset Strip. What?
Yeah, that's sick,
what the fuck? I mean, it's. I'm just, it sucks. And I got the phone call an hour and a half ago. Literally, I'm looking at my phone right now. 90 minutes ago, I found out that I'm unemployed. And it still hasn't fully processed yet. But all I can really think about is how grateful I am. It was so fun. It was so fucking fun to be able to tell jokes and come up with stupid bits like Tard That Tune. I remember Shuddy Boy was in town visiting, and I played it. Shuddy Boy was the first person other than me to hear Tard That Tune. And I was like, I don't know about this bit, man. This is some really, really fringe, off-the-wall, weird shit. I have no idea how this is going to land. And I played it for Shuddy, and he's like, I think you're going to get fired.
You weren't even working for them at the time. That was during a hiatus.
Oh yeah.
It was
yeah, good call. Wow, you have such a better memory than I do. You're still very overmodulated, Shuddy. I don't know what happened. I mean, your levels are good, but you're still very crackly. So I mean, anyway, it was such a cool opportunity to have an outlet for my weird sense of humor and finding a crew that it clicked with. And, you know, getting to work with Jason. I mean, when I was working for, maybe it wasn't when I was with McDonald's, but slightly afterwards. I mean, when, you know, that movie, Bam's movie, Haggard came out. Like, that scene where Jason Ellis is, like, stabbing the air, working as a clerk in the music shop. Like, I never in a million years thought one day I'm going to work with that guy. One day I'm going to make radio and do silly jokes. And we threw a lot of weird shit out there. I feel like we took some odd chances and did some stuff that on paper you would never think would work on radio. And then in execution, for some reason, it just worked, and it was really funny. It's an honor. It was an honor to work with Jason Ellis, Michael Tully, the whole gang. Just getting to work creatively for all those years is, you know, it's easy to look at getting shit canned as a bummer and maybe get depressed or angry or bitter. But I'm just lucky I got the time I did. It was so cool. It's unreal. And here we are, you know, MSPH, you know, Riotcast just evaporated. Riotcast doesn't even fucking exist anymore. But, you know, we're still here. The internet, we're the only people that can cancel us.
I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it.
Oh, I know. Jesus Christ, I know. But, I don't know. I just had to get that out of the way just because my phone has been blowing up nonstop. But yeah, it's not some weird Thanksgiving joke, if that's even a thing. No,
Yeah, you know, everyone knows about the Thanksgiving Fool's Day jokes.
yeah, no pranks here. We actually really did get canned. But I don't know. It's definitely scary. I mean, especially to be let go around the holidays. You know, what companies are hiring between now and New Year's?
Right.
So you know that's definitely scary. And I'm
Time to
sure.
sell a screenplay.
Well, that's another thing. That was another, like, you know, just to cap off a year that will go down in history as the most butt fucking scumbaggery awful year of all time. Basically, the entire concept of Iron Lung got pinched, and is going to be a screenplay called Super High, where somebody gets superpowers when they smoke weed. So that Iron Lung safety net is now donezo.
Well, in regards to your serious tenure and your little, I guess, commencement speech, it's great that you have, you know, a positive perspective that you're taking from it, and you got all the experiences and fun out of it that you did, and you know, you're all the promotions that you got within the Ellis show and your career growth and being able to add job descriptions and roles to your resume is just like a testament to your talent. And I mean, I think, you know, the future is bright as hell for you. I've had a lot of friends recently, or not a lot. I've had a few friends recently, one of which you've met before, listens to this podcast. I won't say his name. Maybe you wouldn't remember it anyways, so I might have to explain him a little more. If you saw his picture, be like, oh yeah, that guy. Really, really, really talented sales dude. Really talented. He was laid off. I have a few friends actually that are really talented in sales. And if you're talented in sales, like that's one of the last things that they're laying off. People that they're laying off, you know, that's a really bad sign for the company. So like, it's just happening to everyone, dude. It's like everyone's getting fucked right now.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting fucked.
Yep.
And,
yeah. I mean, that's one of those things. Like, yeah, the stock market has been setting records, but the economy's still trash. Like, unemployment's still through the roof. There's still mile-long lines of people in their cars waiting to get food so they don't starve because people can't even afford fucking food. But like millions of people are about to be evicted. It's shitty all over. But you know, the best you can do is just keep a positive mindset and fucking roll your sleeves up and just try and get back into it. You know, like tomorrow morning, I'm waking up bright and early, brewing a pot of coffee, fine-tuning my resume, and just applying like crazy. I'm just applying for everything. I know it's probably a time where nobody's really hiring, but if there's listings, my resume's sliding in there. That's all you can do is just look to your next stop.
What do you think you're going to be looking for? You're obviously not going back into construction.
No, I was very bad at that. I was lucky to escape being a commercial electrician with my life. I got defibrillated. I defibrillated myself quite a few times. Another place where I was lucky to get through that job alive.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of producer gigs out there. I'm sure you have some connections you can work, but yeah, it's going to be tough sledding for sure.
Oh yeah.
You know, if I were you, I'd be in like Billy Madison mode after he got thrown out of school for like the next week.
You know what?
The Penguin.
You know what? I'm not going to go full Billy Madison, but I'm cracking a beer right now. Hold on, guys. I'll be back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I would have my fucking pants on my head, in my whitey tighties, like with the keg over my head. Like, fuck this. I tried, everyone, and this is what I was always going to be. But, no, dude, like, I've been fired mad times. I'm still out here. And like I said, like I said to you, I think before we started recording, it's just like, it sucks, but it's a prerequisite, or it's just a thing that happens in an entertainment career, right? Like no one doesn't get fired, or no one doesn't get canceled or fired. Like it happens to everyone. So, you know, it's just your bump in the road and you're going to fucking make it out. And I truly believe, like you said this during text messaging or whatever, I truly believe like you're going to be better for this. And I've actually thought that for a while. Not to say like fuck, dude, all the crazy times that I've had with Ellis fam and because of Ellis was just amazing. And you talked about obviously the Ellis experience and the Sirius XM experience so glowingly, but like I do have confidence in your future. And yeah, it sucks now, but it's going to force you to switch it up and to try some shit that maybe you wouldn't have because you had paychecks coming in and you were working your ass off on that show. Now you'll work your ass off on the next thing and it's going to be good. 2020 is going to suck dick.
One thing's for sure. I'm not a quitter. I'll fight tooth and nail to get what I need to get. So, like you said, a bump in the road. And, as much as it sucks as an employee, it sucks as a fan. Like I said, I was listening to the show before I even moved to LA. Like, I'm just going to miss it from a listener's perspective. There would be times where I would be going back through the show and chopping segments out to air in, future vacation shows when we take time off and run best of. And just listening back to stuff, I would just crack up laughing. I'm gonna miss it for sure. But to the Ellis show.
Yeah.
Bam.
I got a coffee, but cheers to you, buddy.
Who knows what the future holds? But for now,
at least you don't have to.
I'm gonna stay positive. And I don't know. I don't really have much of an off switch, so I'm just gonna get right back on the horse and figure something out. If it comes down to it, and because I have a feeling way more companies are in the firing business than in the hiring business right now, so I might need to weather a storm for a few months before things pick up. But I'm not giving up. And if it comes down to the point where I lose my apartment or some shit, I'll see if my family somewhere will take me in for a little bit until I get back on my feet.
I will.
I was talking about people that live in a little bit warmer climates. I've retired from construction, and I've also retired from shoveling snow.
I won't make you shovel.
But anyway,
I'm starting to prospect places that different cities and stuff like that, just because of the bummer that's been LA. So I wouldn't hate moving to like a wintry climate if I had to. I guess it would kind of depend on jobs and stuff as well. But yeah, dude. I mean, look at the bright side. At least you don't have to talk to Jamie Foxx every week anymore. I'm sorry. I know you like her. I feel like saying that.
I sure am going to miss talking to gorgeous-ass Jamie Foxx. Shucks.
Yeah. I'll talk to you more now. I'll fill in her void. It's like the same thing.
Hey. It's so similar.
Less tattoos.
Hey, Jamie's and I's phone service didn't get disconnected. She's still she's still my friend.
Now you can just shoot your shot without even worrying about the fucking how it looks at work.
Shut up, Jeff.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking my fake Yingling.
Nice.
PA to LA.
Yep. Go into the hard stuff after. Let's get canceled. Let's get canceled tonight, baby.
No, let's not.
Yeah, let's cut
let's not.
All my sources of income.
Okay, yeah, my bad. No, let's not do that.
Basically, Jeff, I would just like you to text me throughout the day of like moves you would make so I know the opposite
what not to do.
Yeah.
I'll do you one better. I'll give you all my bets instead.
Oh, no.
Just bet the opposite, right?
Ooh.
How is that not genius? How did I not just help you win mad money?
All right, enough sadness, because as of, before 90 minutes ago, we actually did have a show planned.
Okay.
Yeah, you had a lot of fun stuff prepared.
According to what you've told us.
I mean, I watched some movies. I came up with... you know what? I know what'll make everybody feel better.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for today's Random Brain Question.
Who doesn't love a good random brain question, right? Okay, bear with me on this one. But could you ever date, be in a serious relationship, potentially marry a woman who had the same name as your mom?
Nope. Never thought about that before. Just thought about it.
Yeah,
And I'm not into it. No, I'm not into it. Peggy's can't be hot. I just refuse. I don't know. It's my
Neither
mom.
can Roseanne's.
I don't. I mean,
I don't want to put down any Helens, but this came to me because I've spent quite a bit of time on dating apps over the years and seen a couple girls that were cute, and then I look at their name and it says Helen, and I was like, oh.
Are there really that many? None of our mother's names are really that common in our age bracket.
see, the first problem is that you're looking at the names in the first place. I feel like I've swiped on some Margarets or Peggy's.
I guess, yeah, Margaret. Yeah, Margaret is more common than Peggy for people our age.
Is it?
I would think so. I don't know that a lot of Margarets go by Peggy anymore these days.
Fair enough. Well, I'm much more likely to fuck a Margaret than I'm a Peggy. I'll tell you that. And if she's hot enough,
and now
most
I'm on one of those
importantly,
apps.
into me,
I'm on one of those apps that like lets you, because Tinder, you're just blind swiping and stuff, and then if you swipe yes on someone that swiped yes on you, it's a match. But I've been using some that don't have that. Like if somebody's interested in meeting you, you find out who they are and you get to see their pictures and stuff. And this girl was like, all right, yeah, she's kind of cute. And then I looked at the name and it was Helen, and I was like, no, I can't, because I couldn't like bring her to a family gathering and have my grandma yell out, I'm Helen, and have both my mom and my girlfriend go, yes.
Well, that's why you have to find out what her middle name is and then just call her that and introduce her to your family as that.
yeah, I'm sure that'll be an awesome relationship.
Hey, look, Shuddy, at the end of the day, I'll know that I'm a Helen fucker. And it's just not going to work
Well, I mean,
out.
you did go on that couple's retreat with your mom already, so what's really
Son of
the
a
difference?
Bitch.
Yep.
It was just a
That's like
vacation.
That's like your unshaved bush right there.
All right, well, yeah, I needed to know if that was just me being weird or if that's just a thing. Like, a guy can't be expected to date a girl who's got the same name as his mom. And I'm pretty sure...
I'm sure that's got to be an Oedipus complex thing for sure.
Well, I don't think any women would want to date a dude that's got the same name as her dad.
Well, hold on. Peggy, my mom, she married a Bill, and her father's name is Bill. And
I've dated some girls whose father's name was Richard.
Yeah, but they just called you Shuddy, so it doesn't count.
No, but like,
Shuddy.
honestly, half the dudes in my family are named Bill.
William is a very popular name, so
yeah,
that
tracks.
Yeah,
yeah. So my mom married my father, who's got the same name as her father. So I don't know. Maybe it's just different for guys or for girls with guys. Maybe also maybe Bill is one of those names. It is one of those names that you could have a bunch different nicknames and tangents off of. You got Will, William, Willie, Bill, Billy, Bill.
I am.
Sure, yeah.
If you're fancy.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it's just different for girls. I don't know. We need the female perspective on things from time to time. We need a girl we can just zoom in for quick questions.
Kevin, give Jamie Foxx a call.
Let's get Jamie.
Yeah. Well, Shuddy, send her the Zoom link.
She could be the Robin Quivers of MSPH.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Shuddy will still do news in the Patreon. We'll keep that. Maybe she could do.
We're not replacing Shuddy.
She could do Robin's news at the end of MSPH. All right.
But hers has to be serious news. It can't be funny news like mine.
Yeah, we'll give her a different beat for sure.
Yeah.
She's not doing weird news.
She could do like international finance news.
Hey, dude. Maybe not this week because it's a holiday week, but next week, come through for some MSPH happy hour. I've been firing up happy hour for the Patreon subscribers. Hanging out around 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
I mean,
just drink some beers.
My Fridays did just recently free up.
Dude, I've had a lot of fun on them recently, and I get kind of fucked up. I have like a triple shot of whiskey, then I have a couple beers, and I start slurring after like
10 minutes.
An hour and a half,
That's
an
your
hour
10
and
minutes
45.
Racial
yeah,
slurring?
like when I'm wrapping up, it's like I'm kind of wasted, you know. So,
dude, I can't.
and
A triple shot that just made me gag in my mouth. The other night, what was it? Friday night, I think. I cracked open one of Jeff's famous Pizza Port. I found I had a Pizza Port IPA tucked back in my fridge somewhere. So I cracked that open, and you know Jeff loves his Pizza Port because they're tall boys.
You love Pizza Port too.
I do. I just like busting your balls that.
I know.
Because I always had a theory that the only reason Jeff liked Pizza Port is because they're all tall boys. Oh, fuck flavor. I can taste the savings.
Yeah,
so
that's 75% of the situation for sure.
I had one and was hungover the next day. Some real fucking bitch shit. I'm not happy about it.
I'm with you. At the happy hour, I got good and fucked up, and I was talking about maybe linking up with some Puminati for Call of Duty after I ate my sandwich. Passed out on the fucking couch next to Allie at like 8:30. I woke up at like 2:30, 3 a.m. Spent like $7 on OnlyFans.com. Rubbed one out. Couldn't get back to sleep and was just
then I wiped off Allie.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that, little mama. Didn't mean to hit you with the shrapnel.
Yeah, I forgot you were down there. And I was up at like 2:30, 3 a.m. Really, actually, that's like, believe it or not, that's when I do the most like gambling writing. I probably wrote like 1,500 to 2,000 words for gambling, like football gambling at like 3 a.m. on Friday. So I'm a fucking weirdo. But yeah, I fall asleep before like 10 o'clock most nights, really. But so happy hour, I don't last much longer after that. But you got to come if you have free time.
Yeah, I'll just water down my beers so I can hang.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Whatever you got to do, pussy.
Did you guys watch anything?
No, I failed. I want to watch that Murder of a Mother on HBO. Right? Murdered. I don't know. It's some HBO 4-part limited series.
What's it called? How I Murdered My Mother?
Some guy investigating the murder of his mother.
Well, it sounds real light. You really like those.
Yeah, you watch some fucking ghoulish programming, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I like, true crime. I like documentaries. I think that's just something that's just going to be consistent with my taste as I get older. If that makes any sense.
I mean, that seems to be the trajectory. I mean, the South Park episode with the murder porn. Like, my mom and stepdad were caught up in that. Like I mentioned earlier, when I would drive to Riley Martin's house to produce his radio show once a week, it was in Jersey. So I would have to go from Manhattan to Jersey, and it was a show that took place at midnight. So I would just crash at my mom's house and then drive back in the morning. So when I would get there earlier in the night, every time they're watching some fucking horrific, depressing murder show. And I was like, man, at first I was like, you guys are morbid. And then I was like, wait a second, are you guys just picking up clues so you can fucking murder me and get away with it? But I think now she's transitioned into watching home decorating, home and garden shows, which I call beds. Because every time I go on, somebody's like looking at a bed like, oh, that's a fine bed. Oh, this room looks great with my bed in it. So she just watches beds.
Yeah.
But that's your first step. You're going to just be full-blown into murder porn. And then you're going to be like, oh, that looks like a comfy bed. I could lay down on that.
Where's the History Channel fit into that?
I don't know. I don't watch the History Channel. But I have started 2 new documentaries, Jeff.
Okay, great.
One on Disney Plus, which you will not be into, Marvel 616.
I saw that and was interested in it. Is it good?
So, yeah, why wouldn't I be interested?
Because you don't like comics.
Oh, yeah.
But so each episode is something different, and there's one episode that Paul Scheer directed and is in that I want to check out. But the first episode is an hour-long episode on the Japanese Spider-Man, which I found fucking fascinating. So, like, this guy was dating a girl in Japan, and he realized that, you know, while comics were massive in the States, no American comics were being sold in Japan. It was all manga. So he went to Marvel and was like, look, you got a whole market over there of people reading comics, but they're not reading your comics. We should tap into that. So they sent him basically as an emissary to win over Japanese media. And they had, you know, all those like Power Ranger 70s knockoff, well, not knockoff, but shows that led up to Power Rangers being a thing. Mm-hmm. And they pitched them on Spider-Man. So they just did a Japanese take on Spider-Man. It wasn't like, his name wasn't Peter Parker. He didn't live in Manhattan. He was just like a dude who put on the spider suit and had the same powers as Spider-Man. But he fought like Power Ranger-y looking villains and had a gigantic robot, and that was basically what laid the groundwork for Transformers and stuff. And it was something that I never knew existed, and they talked to the guy that played Spider-Man out of costume and the guy who was Spider-Man in the costume, and talked about the stunts he did, like in the 70s when there wasn't too much safety regulation. So he's just freeform climbing huge structures in a Spider-Man suit with no rope or anything. I thought it was so fucking cool. And just the actors that they talked to, those Japanese actors, were just adorable. The stuff they said was just very
adorable,
very heartwarming. Like the guy just talking about how much the experience meant to him. It was one of those wholesome, warm you up inside, feel good things. I haven't gotten any further, but each episode is something different. Like I think episode 2 focuses on like women creative teams, like artists and comic writers and stuff. I don't know. So far, it's promising. And then one that I think Jeff might like, I watched the first episode of... what is it? It's something about champions on Netflix.
We Are the Champions?
We Are the Champions. Yes. I watched the first episode of that, which focuses on these Dutch goofballs that chase a cheese wheel down a hill that's over a 45-degree angle and just eat shit.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. They go so hard for that cheese wheel.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like people's like legs get completely wrapped around. People get knocked out unconscious. They're like carrying people off on stretchers that are just completely out cold.
So one of the first roles or like little assignments that I got at the job that I was last fired at USA Today was like the video team wanted to find and build like a content calendar of all those quirky little like quasi athletic events. And they had it pretty much built out, right? And they like wanted me to fill in any of the holes or like find anything else. And I legit over like 6 or 7 days found nothing. So it's like I couldn't come up with anything because they did have like there's a few of them that are like world famous, and the cheese wheel one is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
There's like a cherry pit spitting one contest that is pretty famous. Few things like that.
I saw that on the Ocho.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But,
so there's and Rainn Wilson is the narrator, which is always It's always nice hearing his voice. So there's the cheese rolling episode, chili eating, fantasy hairstyling, yo-yo, dog dancing, and frog jumping.
I got to see dog dancing. Me and Allie, we're going for it.
Oh, Allie, can you do the cha-cha? We
It
got to
would
get in
be
that next
adorable
episode.
It'd be adorable to watch us waltz.
You could go to that thing and be like, all right, here's my dog's first trick. Allie, pretend you're on a really fast roller coaster. And the judges are like, oh, bravo.
Where is she? She usually comes around 7:30. She'll be here in a few minutes. Little mama.
So, yeah, those are the 2 documentaries I started. And then I also watched a couple of movies.
I did watch something.
We'll proceed.
I watched the first hour and a half of the Tekashi 6ix9ine documentary on Hulu.
Why'd you do
Holy
that?
shit, there's more than an hour and a half? How long is it?
It's an hour and 45 minutes.
Is
Wow.
this Bukkake 6ix9ine propaganda, or does it make him look like the scumbag that he is?
Yeah, wait, hold on. Another question. Did you not finish it because you didn't want the bad ending or the sad ending?
No, it was just I started it late and I was tired and didn't really think I needed to hear the end.
Man.
I mean, it was interesting. I knew nothing about him going in, so it was just bananas to see it all, like, just laid out and explained.
Yeah, it was pretty much like Class Action Park meets gangster rap. That's like his career.
Yeah, 2 things that have no business being in business.
How many Tekashi 6ix9ine dicks did you suck?
3.5. It wasn't bad. It did. I'm not eager to listen to him or anything, but it was interesting for sure.
Do you respect him now?
I think it says more about social media than The Social Dilemma did.
Oh, I
Interesting.
like that, yeah.
Because his whole persona and everything just got more and more outlandish the more people were following him on social media.
Right.
So I think that's more of an indictment on social media than anything. Than
Maybe,
the Social Dilemma was.
Kevin,
Maybe
I'm not
that
being
should
a
be my
buddy.
next career move. Maybe I should get some face tats and work my social media following.
Holy shit, now we're talking. Kevin, I'm not being a friend. I can't let you drink alone. Let me go get a beer. I'll be right back.
All right. So, I guess... Okay, here's something Jeff won't give a shit about while he's gone. Shuddy, I watched the New Mutants.
Oh, yeah, you watched that on Saturday, no?
Yes.
I almost did Saturday night knowing that you watched it, but could not bring myself to part with $6 prior to hearing your assessment.
You made the right call. That was very bad.
Was it?
Yes. I know it was a movie that faced a lot of trouble. They brought it back to reshoots for quite some time. I think it was in production hell for quite a bit. Then just delayed due to COVID and theater closures. And then at one point they were just like, fuck it. We've taken such a wash on this movie. Just release it. Just put it in some theaters.
Are you talking about New Mutants?
Yeah.
Yeah. My brothers have been talking about that for years, how they just keep pushing it back and they just laugh about it. Like it's like a running joke in the Clark household
It's
about
crazy.
how New Mutants gets pushed back. Didn't they first start making it in like 2003?
I don't know about
Not that long ago. But
I have no idea. All I know
that's
is
like the running joke.
For any video game nerds, this is like the Duke Nukem of movies. So like there was this Duke Nukem game that was supposed to come out, like a next gen Duke Nukem. And they were playing off the nostalgia factor. A lot of people our age played a lot of Duke Nukem, one of those first person shooters along with Wolfenstein and Doom. It was like a old school, classic first-person shooter. But it was always very silly and over the top. And they were like, yeah, we're making a next-gen one. That was a good pour, Jeff.
You're watching that, right?
Oh, yeah.
All 16 ounces, motherfucker.
Now an earthquake is going to hit and dump it all over him.
Oh! I mean, come on. If an earthquake happens, I don't think the beer would be whatever. I'll get over it.
So the Duke Nukem game was delayed forever. It got pushed back more times than I think I've ever seen a video game get delayed. And when it finally came out, it was a steaming pile of shit. It was like, wow, I want to see what the game was like when they had to delay the release the first time. Like, what did they fix all these times to still end up with this? And that's kind of what I wonder with New Mutants. Like, I really like, and, you know, Jeff and Shuddy, you guys just watched, you know, Queen's Gambit, and...
Just Jeff.
Oh, Shuddy, you didn't
No,
watch that?
I watched it all.
No, just don't talk to Shuddy about it. Just
all right, shut up,
me.
Jeff. the main girl in that, Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, she's Magic, or
Yes.
Ilyana Rasputin,
Yes.
Colossus's little sister.
Which, cool character. Love to see it on the big screen. Maisie Williams, Arya Stark, she kicks ass.
Who was she?
I got to look it up. You knew that the studio didn't have much faith in it based on the characters they were willing to burn in it, you know? Like, obviously, if you're going to put Thanos in a movie and make him the bad guy, it's like the culmination of fucking 10 years of blockbuster movies. You put him in Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. New Mutants, I don't even think it had a bad guy. The main girl in it, it was basically her imagination or her fear manifested, which was the bad guy.
I already hate it. I would. This is a micro penis if I've ever heard one.
All right, I'll give a spoiler now. I'm sucking two dicks.
The doofus from... Sorry, you go ahead.
Because I know this sounds like I'm ramping up for one of my Kevin Bacon switches, and yeah, it is. It's not a micro dick, because there was stuff about it that I appreciated, and I wasn't furious that I watched it. I'm just... With how good Marvel movies have been for so long, how do you even make a two-dicker? It shouldn't even come to that. All right, hold on, Shuddy. I'm trying to look up and give you answers.
I'm looking. She was Rain Sinclair. She's in the comics, in the New Mutant comics. She's like a wolf girl.
Yeah, and that's what she is in this. See,
then Sam Guthrie, Cannonball, Moonstar. Yeah, I mean it's the New Mutants, but yeah, there's no bad guy listed.
Yeah, because it's what's her face, Moonstar's imagination, her fears.
Not Starlight.
So they
Moonstar.
it's basically the Moonlight or Moonstar wakes up in a hospital, and it turns out it's a hospital for kids who have powers, but it's this massive estate, and there's 5 kids in there. 5 kids and 1 doctor. 6 people on this massive property with multiple buildings and all this shit. 6 people. Really weird. They don't really use their powers. Charlie Heaton, who's in Stranger Things, is Cannonball with a southern accent, and there's a lot of bad accents to go around. The accents change up a lot. Maisie Williams is Irish in it. She's like, oh, I've got to use my mutant powers for the right at and then you've got Magic running around like, I crush your head like walnut with my butt. Yeah. It is just fucking all over the place. You barely see any mutant powers until the very end. It's cool as fuck when Magic pulls out that massive glowing sword and creates portals and teleports back and forth between Limbo and Earth. I wish they were doing a lot of that throughout the whole movie, but the whole thing was billed as a Marvel horror movie, so they had to follow horror movie tropes, so they can't have a whole bunch of overpowered kids. There's a point in it where they're basically fighting against their own fears made real. So this one girl is afraid of like these like Slender Man looking monster face guys, and they're getting attacked by them in the hallway. And all of these mutants, none of them are using their powers. None of them.
Do they know they're mutants at that point? Okay.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
But it's still kind of new to them, right?
No,
They don't really-
They know their shit. They show
okay.
Cannonball. There's a point where he's wearing a harness and he hooks himself up to a cinder block and just starts flying around in circles. And that's in like the very beginning of the movie. So they've got their powers. They know how to use them. But when they see bad guys, they're like, ah, no. Just weird. Just fucking weird. I don't get it. It was a real head scratcher. This is how bad it was. 90-minute movie, no post-credit scene. They were like, we're not even going to waste burning anything cool on this.
Yeah, there's nothing to tease. Just fucking be done with this.
That
was the last Fox mutant movie, wasn't it?
What do you mean?
Now the X-Men are back with Disney.
I think so. I don't know. It's so hard to tell because like Sony still has a piece of Spider-Man, and I think Fox
Spider-Man's
still
back
owns...
or something. That deal stopped.
I can't even keep track of it. I have no idea. I watched another movie that I have been looking forward to. Have you guys ever heard of Possessor? Or
No.
seen anything about Possessor?
I saw that it was. Twisted Texan said something about it in the
Yeah, he hated
Discord the other day. Yeah.
So it's Brandon Cronenberg. He wrote and directed it. Cronenberg's 40-year-old kid. And it's been being talked up as, a real cerebral, fucked up, psychological thriller / horror with some sci-fi shit going on. And I like Cronenberg. And the stuff I was seeing on it looked really fucked up. So I was pumped, and it was showing at drive-ins around me, and the timing never worked out for me to go see it. So I just got it on VOD, and it definitely delivers on the fucked up. The bummer part was when it was slow, it was really slow. But when it was violent, it was really violent. It was some of the more realistic violence I've ever seen. Like, very early on in the movie. So it's about this woman who works for, like, an assassin agency. She's like a corporate assassin. So she gets hired to basically take hits out. She knocks people off based on, like, a corporation will hire her to kill off one of her competitors, or someone's in the next in line of getting this inheritance and they need to be taken out, so it goes to this other person. So she basically gets implanted in somebody else's body, like her consciousness goes in somebody else's body, assumes their identity, and then carries out hits as somebody else.
It's a cool premise.
Yeah. And it had some cool moments. And like the first kill in it, she has to kill this fat guy, and she stabs him in the neck, and they show like real close up of his big fat bullfrog neck getting a knife stuck in it. And when the knife comes out, it is just like just blood flying out all over the place. It had so much blood and gore. It was fucking crazy. Like almost like laughable. Like people are slipping in the amount of blood coming out of the wounds that are caused. Like when someone gets shot, it's fountains of blood shooting out. It's fucking gnarly.
That sounds terrible.
And the company that she works for, because it's a strain on the mind to be implanted in somebody else's body, so they give her these cognitive tests and psychological tests, and you can tell she's starting to snap. And you get the impression that she's really taking a shine to her work. And in cases where she could just shoot somebody in the head and the contract is fulfilled, she wants to just kill them in like the most disgusting, drawn-out, bloody way possible. The only problem is like I said, those stretches of period where, the Cronenbergs like to be a little artsy, and they like to take their time with certain shots, so certain shots drag on a bit, and there were definitely parts where I was checking my phone, but it ended pretty solid. It ended really fucked up. Like, really fucked up, like really goes off the walls. I did not hate it like our friend in Discord, Twisted Texan, did. I was a little disappointed. I probably just hyped myself too much just because, like I said, I love David Cronenberg. So I was hopeful that his son. But I think this is his first like big movie, and it was still solid. I'll suck 3 Brandon Cronenberg dicks.
Sounds like a like a mashup of like Hostel and Inception. I mean, just like I don't know. I'm just reading the IMDb description, and you talking about how gory it is. You know.
Yeah,
Seems
and it's
like
it's not like Saw because it's not like people getting hacked up. Sean Bean is in it. Good old Scene Bean. And you know the old joke about Scene Bean?
Ned Stark?
Yeah.
Nice.
And the joke about Scene Bean is he never makes it to the credits alive. And I don't think it's much of a spoiler to say, old Scene Bean, he's got a real rough go in this movie. Holy shit.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
They didn't cut his dick off at least, right? Actually, no spoilers.
No, there was no Ramsey Bolton action going on.
All right, yeah.
And it wasn't so much that people were getting killed in Saw-like manners. It was just the results. Like if you stabbed a gigantic fat guy in the neck in real life, I feel like this is the amount of blood you would see shooting out of his wound. Just tons and tons of blood gushing out. Like I hate to be all morbid, but you guys saw the R. Bud Dwyer suicide?
No.
Nope.
No, I don't know what
No
that
idea what you're talking about.
Well, if you don't mind upsetting yourself or you have a penchant for Faces of Death, you can look it up. He was like a politician or something, and he got caught in like a career-ending, brutal scandal. He was looking at jail time, calls a press conference, while he's at the podium, takes a gun out of a manila envelope, puts it in his mouth, and pulls the trigger. And the amount of blood that pours out of his mouth and nose was so fucking unsettling. Like, that fucked me up for a while after watching that. Like, I didn't know that when someone gets shot in the mouth, that buckets of blood just pour out of their nose continuously without stopping. And that's kind of like where they went in Possessor. Just very, very bloody wounds.
I saw that suicide somewhere. Like I think a documentary, but it cut out before the blood started squirting. But I do know what you're talking about. I just didn't know his name.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I don't
pretty sweet.
necessarily recommend it. It's pretty upsetting.
It's raw.
Yeah, it's brutal.
I mean, it'll fucking wake you up for sure.
Yeah.
You won't be sleeping very much or very soon after. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I can in good conscience recommend you watch it, Shuddy Boy. But
so wait, how many possessors did you blow?
3.
All right, cool.
Little slow, but solid ending and very graphic. Oh, and very graphic nudity as well.
Now we're talking.
You've got your penises, your butts, your vaginas, your boobs.
You led with the penis, though. That's typical.
Well, the penis is the first bit of nudity they show, I think.
Oh, I see. Oh, you're just being chronological. Fair
But
enough.
then they show this couple about to have sex on a bed, and this chick is on her back, knees up in the air, legs spread, and you just see a shaved vagina and all of its labia glory.
A flower blooming, if you will.
Yep, the old bloomin' onion, they call it.
I don't think that's what they call it.
Looks like Cafe 368. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Another casualty of COVID.
Man.
They fucking took the goat from us.
2020 is cut fucking throat, man, huh?
Yeah, I'll sacrifice everyone's job in this fucking Zoom channel to bring back the goat.
Yeah, and that ain't gonna work. At least my job going away isn't gonna bring her back.
She floated away forever.
Hey, maybe she'll float back when the economy does. Who knows?
Yeah, well. Yeah, I'm going to go hang out in Anaheim until I find her.
And I got one more movie to review, and I'll make it quick, because this was something I saw in an article that said, watch this movie before it leaves Netflix. And by the time this episode goes up, it'll be gone. But I watched this Dave Bautista movie that I had never heard of called Bushwick. Have you guys ever heard of this?
No.
I think so. Was that a burp?
Yeah.
Okay. Bushwick. No, I'm thinking was he in Stuber? Was that him too?
Yes.
Very
Maybe
different
that's what I'm
movies.
thinking of. No, I don't know. I'll look it up. I almost spilled beer all over my fucking computer.
Fucking Dookie boy. You almost
All right,
pulled
hold
a
on.
Kevin.
It's called Bushwick, like
yeah.
Brooklyn.
Yes.
Is it set in Brooklyn?
Yes. So here's
I'm
the
already
premise.
not interested, but I'll read up on it.
All right. Well, feel free to look it up, Jeff.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, keep going.
So it's basically a movie about a random military invasion that just happens out of nowhere, and armed forces show up in Bushwick, and they just start mowing people down, knocking people to the ground, zip tying them, executing people, going door to door, just mowing everybody down. Like helicopters are flying around, explosions and shit, and it's done almost in the way that Birdman was done, where it looks like it's one continuous shot, like just one long scene, with the exception of one blatant spot I noticed where it like faded to black and a new scene started. But I think that was around like an hour into the movie. But most of it, and you can tell where they're making the cuts, like the camera will be following behind somebody and it'll zoom in real close on their back and then zoom back out as they're like reaching the top of a staircase. Like you can tell where the cuts were, but it is one long continuous scene. And it was fucking cool. Like even the spots where they zoomed in close on something and they clearly called cut, the amount of time between them, they did some good work. It was cool. The script wasn't terribly great. A lot of the dialogue was kind of corny. Some of the acting in the beginning was a little rough. I don't know if you're familiar with that gal Brittany Snow, but she's the lead, and then when shit goes down, she crosses paths with Batista, and he's like a former military weapons expert guy, sort of helping maneuver their way to get out of it. But it was kind of neat. Like I like that ascent into chaos. Like I've said that before a lot on the podcast. My favorite part of zombie movies are like right at the beginning of the outbreak, like when shit is first starting to turn south. And that's kind of the pace that this movie kept the whole way. There's some weird out of place shit in it. There's like one scene where they meet up with this girl's sister, and the sister is doing bong rips, and then she just stands up and her robe opens up and she's in her bra and panties, and she puts like her pussy in Batista's face and she's like, ew, you like that? And then sits back down. And it's like, I mean, that was cool, but structure-wise, why did that just happen? Oh, shit.
She wanted to...
Someone was like, this needs a little sex appeal added to it.
I guess, yeah.
They just knew that it would make the movie or the overall production better, and I can't hate that. Brittany Snow, I'm in love. She's hot. She has a very familiar face, but I don't know if like I've seen her any of her work before. I guess I'm gonna go back through her IMDb credits, but Brittany Snow is a redhead. We're talking. This is a 9.
Well, she's a blonde in this.
9.5. Yeah, I don't like her as a blonde. I like her as a redhead.
Well,
I'm sure she doesn't care.
Blonde.
I'm sure there's a Mr. Snow.
I recognize her, but I don't know what the fuck from.
If you look down her
got one of those
IMDb, I'm sure you'll see
faces.
something. You'll see something that you've seen her in. But
yeah, I'm scrolling.
It was
through
cool.
her.
It was well done. You could tell they didn't have that big of a budget because a lot of explosions happened off screen. Like you would hear an explosion and then they would pan over and there'd be some digital smoke coming up, and lots of digital fire. But I give them props for what they did. It was fucking cool. It had some cool shit. It definitely didn't look like an easy movie to pull off. That's for sure. And Batista, I can hate on Batista. He does good work. He's a solid dude. I like that guy.
Yeah, I really respect people who make their bones and get famous because of wrestling. That's like the highest. That's like the most top-notch entertainment. I think it blends physical ability, like acting ability, showmanship, the ability to perform live. So I'm not hating on Batista. I feel you.
Yeah. It was solid. You could tell where the lack of budget came into effect, but it was cool. They did what they had. And I'll give it 3.25 Batista dicks. Some Bushwick dicks. It was worth a watch.
You said 3.25. You said.
Yeah.
I feel like you're a better grader than me.
Maybe that could be my next gig. I'll just give things dick ratings.
Yeah, I mean, you should maybe make a video series or a blog about that. I think you're great at reviewing movies. You do it much better than me. I go on tangents.
What do you think the chances are you get back in the horoscope game?
It's now or never.
I gotta find a high school that's hiring writers for their paper.
I mean, that could be an untapped thing that's now brought back into your life.
How do you monetize that? And how do you get health benefits?
You're not getting bennies as a horoscope writer, that's for sure.
No.
You're contract only, I'll tell you that.
I got to start wearing 2 masks going forward.
Yeah. Hey, I've been uninsured for a while. It's all right. Toughens you up.
Let me see. Sorry, I'm searching for something that I wanted to do. Ah! Ha! I got it. Okay. Bear with me. I think we got time for a game. We got time for a game.
Letterboxd, it's Letterboxd, the D stands for dicks. It's the Letterboxd game.
I thought it would be fun to bring the Letterboxd game back and do a director's edition.
Director's edition?
Yeah. So, for people that don't know, I think you'll be able to hang, Jeff. Don't grovel yourself down.
Better not be any Cronenbergers in there.
So the Letterboxd game, for people that aren't familiar, there's a movie app called Letterboxd that I love, and initially mispronounced the name as Letterboxd, so that sticks. And
so it's Letterboxd from now on.
Exactly.
At least in this podcast.
So it's like if IMDb was a social media thing. So you can log movies, you can review them, you can see what people that you're friends with that are on there are reviewing and watching and logging. You can keep like a diary. So I've been logging every movie I've watched since March, I think. March or April. And it's fun. I like it. And this was also the app that gave me that beloved nugget of information that our good friend Dominic, who is a purveyor of dog shit movies and just watched Thanksgiving with Shuddy Boy, a movie with a $3,500 budget about a killer Thanksgiving turkey. Dominic loves movies like that. And I saw
rated that. He's given that 3 stars on Letterboxd.
Yes.
On Letterboxd.
And I also noticed that on Letterboxd, Dominic gave The Matrix 1 star, which I have a feeling I'm going to be going to that a while in the coming weeks, because no matter what sort of mood I'm in, if I just remember that Dominic gave The Matrix 1 star, I'm instantly laughing. It's the fucking greatest thing ever. Dude loves...
I downgraded Dom on my friends list because, if I'm being honest, there's a very low ceiling on how much I could like Dom because of that.
So... another function of Letterboxd is you can look at a director, actor, and then when you look at their work, it arranges it in an order that we finally cracked the code on, thanks to a listener. I'm sorry, I forget your name. Shuddy might remember.
Nope.
But you can make lists, and people get silly with their lists too. So it ranks movies by popularity by how many lists they're on. Not how high they're ranked, not how many people have logged it as watched, not how popular they are, just on how many lists they appear on, which is a really strange dynamic, but we found it makes a fun game. So let me see. Let me check my notes real quick. Okay. The first director we're going to go with is Paul Thomas Anderson.
Okay. Who goes first?
I'm not. This is not. I'm not going to be good at this. This one, I couldn't name. I can't even name one P.T. Anderson movie that's popping in my head right now.
Hold on. So
Wow.
you're
That's shocking to me.
administering the game, or excuse me, you're hosting the game, and you already know the answers. You can't chime in. You're not finding
Correct.
out.
It's just like me against you in the Letterboxd game, as it's
That was
always
easy.
been.
That was the easiest way to put it. Oh, yeah. All right. Me v Shuddy. Who's a pussy, by the way.
All right, well, Jeff,
All right,
that
I
means
got
you're
my
going
answer.
first.
I'm going Punch Drunk Love. It's got Adam Sandler. That puts you on Mad List. And that's the end of my handicap.
All right, Shuddy, has a Paul Thomas Anderson movie popped in your head yet?
Nope.
What a fucking retard. Yikes.
So
This is not going to go well for me. Directors are not going to go well for me.
the scoring, it's worth pointing out, goes if you get the number 1 movie, you get 3 points. Number 2 movie, 2 points. Number 3 movie, 1 point. No points for everything else.
See, I think that's a flawed system in and of itself. I believe.
Look, we don't give
whoever
out
gets
fucking participation trophies in the Letterboxd Game, Jeff.
Can you let me finish my point
I
here?
don't know how they do it in
I'm
Little
saying-
League.
All I'm saying here is if it's one-on-one, whoever gets the closest answer, I feel like should get a point, and that's how we should do it.
Well, we can't change the rules now. This is how we've been doing it.
We're gonna have fucking ties. What is this, Europe? We don't play soccer. What the fuck? We're not doing ties. Come on.
So be a fucking man and play some football and spit some
We've
answers
never
out.
had a tie.
Yeah, what are
in
we, the
this
bitch
game.
ass Eagles? We don't tie.
Yeah, we've never. Shut up. We've never had a tie in this game, Jeff.
Oh, all right, yeah. Well, we shouldn't have a tie
This
in this
may
one either
also
because
be
you don't
your
even know the
first
fucking
victory.
P.T. Anderson movies.
Yeah, this may be your first victory in this game.
No, we played last score wins, and I got you. I remember.
That's
No, it does count. No, it does count. You son of a b. Well, so I win, right? If I
well, as long as it's in the top 3, you get a point.
So coming in
You
at
get
number
points.
4 of P.T. Anderson movies is Punch Drunk Love.
I knew this was gonna happen, and this is why I made the argument preemptively. I knew
Also,
I was gonna get fucked.
If this is your first time hearing the Letterboxd Game, you should also know Jeff is fucking awful at this. Worse than Shuddy Boy, who didn't even make a guess. So,
It's in my head, bro.
okay. Here's the one that was surprising to me. Boogie Nights. Came in 6th.
Right. Everyone would think, most people that are playing this game would instinctively go Boogie Nights, and I knew that wasn't going to be the right answer. So what do you want me to do?
Okay, so we'll start at the bottom. Number 3 is The Master. Number 2 is
Overrated movie.
Phantom Thread. And number 1, which I thought the two of you were going to be scrapping over this one, There Will Be Blood.
Okay, so I've seen parts of Boogie Nights, and I've seen half of There Will Be Blood. That is the only movie those are the only movies on this list that I even have seen any part of.
It's weird. So there's also Inherent Vice. You never seen that movie?
Nope.
Inherent Vice, Master, Boogie. My brother's favorite director ever is P.T. Anderson, so I know like most of his movies, which is a bummer that I didn't get a fucking point on this one. I fucking hate this game. I don't even have fun. I hope the listeners are having fun because I'm not.
Well, let's continue the fun right along with our next director, which will be Paul W.S. Anderson.
Paul Windshares Anderson?
I'm looking at his profile on Letterboxd. It's Paul William Scott Anderson. He's got like a little bit of Stifler in there.
Whatever. I'm over him. I think he's overrated. Wait.
Shuddy, care to take a guess?
Wait, no, you're serious. That's a real I thought.
Yeah, that's always been the joke. Because Paul Thomas Anderson makes very well-reviewed, high-class artsy movies, and Paul W.S. Anderson makes schlocky, campy, goofy movies.
To be honest, I, until just now, didn't know that they were different people.
I didn't know I don't know who Paul W.S. Anderson is. I don't know.
God damn it. I got to see if Doug Benson's hiring.
Snack Somalia is hiring. You could be on all the snack attacks if we want moving forward.
So is no guesses being taken again this round? Jeff,
Yep.
you're not
I
making
don't
a
know
guess?
the fuck this is. I guess
All right.
last round.
Okay, so number 3, Alien versus Predator. Number 2, Resident Evil. And number 1, Event Horizon.
I've seen Resident Evil.
So he directed all of the Resident Evil movies. He directed Mortal Kombat, obviously Event Horizon, Soldier, the Kurt Russell movie. He directed that.
These are just movies whose director's name I would never remember, to be honest.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, clearly. I mean, I really like Event Horizon.
Well, shit. This might just end on a three-way tie, the first tie ever with 0 points. Because there's one more director. We had Paul Thomas Anderson, Paul W.S. Anderson, and now Wes Anderson.
Oh, I see. At least it's thematic, because, I mean, you're just terrible. This is terrible. If you're going to go directors, how do you not go like Scorsese, Hitchcock, Tarantino, like Ridley Scott, like people that we fucking know?
There's always more. There's always more editions of the Letterboxd Game. I just came up with this while I was high, and I was like, "Ha! Finally, a good high idea for MSPH." And nope. Fuck. Well, shit.
The director one would have been good if you did what Jeff just said, picked,
I thought it would just be
I have a guess.
funny to do 2 Paul Andersons and a Wes Anderson. I thought it was a funny theme.
Do I get the first guess? Because I can.
You can have it because I don't have a guess again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have one.
Wow.
I could be all Rushmore. That's him, right?
Yeah. Luckily, the people listening at home probably know movies more than you guys, so hopefully people are just playing at home.
They do not. No one at home knows more about movies than me.
And your guess is Rushmore, Jeff?
Yeah, honestly, I thought I knew more. You're gonna tell me movies and instantly like, fuck yeah, I remember that. But no, that's the only one that stands out. Bill Murray. I mean, come on, got a good shot here. Does it get on the board, Kevin? For fuck's sake.
Well, coming in at number 7 is Rushmore.
Unfucking believable. Okay, Kevin, if you were me, whatever, you can't be me. I'm too much of an alpha.
Listen, I'm going to say that this is definitely Jeff's game. He won this one because he at least had guesses.
I agree. I definitely did win this one.
Well, unfortunately, points win the game.
I think we're staging a coup.
I don't like coups.
You want to recount? Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
remember we have this thing where it's a 2-3 vote. In this particular instance, Jeff gets points for his guesses.
Hey, look, I've already had a rough day, Shuddy. Why are you fucking piling on me for?
Be sensitive, Shuddy, for fuck's sake. Jesus, he's had a bad day.
All right, so coming in at number 3 for Wes Anderson, Isle of Dogs.
You know what?
The
I was
claymation
going to
movie.
say that one jokingly.
So you knew a movie. Why not? Why not
Because
guess?
I wasn't sure that it was Wes Anderson. I thought it was another one.
Well, you had better chances of that being a right guess than having no guess.
You're right. You're right.
But hey, thanks for participating, Shuddy. Thanks for at least putting in an effort to make this game I put together work.
You know what?
Yeah, you have the same stupid ass lame philosophy about Jeopardy, dude. Just blurt something out. Maybe you'll win. You're not gonna get negative points in Letterboxd, or is that one of your fucking lame ass rules?
No,
Kevin?
it's not a rule. But I didn't legitimately know that Isle of Dogs was one of his movies, so that's why I didn't say it.
Number 2 was Moonrise Kingdom. And number 1 was the Grand Budapest Hotel.
I hope.
I was
That's
shocked
the other one I was gonna guess, but
that Royal Tenenbaums and Rushmore didn't make the top 3.
I honestly was gonna say like the Grand Istanbul Hotel or something stupid. I forgot it was in Budapest. Honestly.
Well, you know what? Next one I put together, I will be less high for. I thought it would be fun to just have a gimmick, but
It was a good try. You took your shot. You're dealing with two morons, apparently. It was too highbrow for us.
I'm not putting myself down here. I knew one of the Paul Andersons. I mean, you expect me to know two? What kind of fucking nerd knows both of them? I don't know. And I had a guess for the Wes Anderson, but what can you do? I guess I couldn't get on the board. I'm more disappointed about the Paul Thomas Anderson one because There Will Be Blood. I fucking love There Will Be Blood. I actually watched part of it the other night.
well,
I drink your milkshake. I drink it up.
I've only seen that movie once, and I liked it, but man, it was a chore to get through. I don't like movies
That's why
that make me
I
thirsty.
stopped it.
The movie made me thirsty.
Daniel Day-Lewis is awesome. When I was like in college or right after college, like was the height of my movie snob days. That's when I was watching the most movies, and I really I got into Daniel Day-Lewis, bought all of his movies and watched them and shit, and that guy kills it, man. So
Yeah.
I mean, There Will Be Blood again was at like the height of it. So when it came out, I fucking love that movie, and he kills it. He's great. Even Paul Dano is great, and I feel like I know this is completely random, but Paul Dano is less famous than I thought he would be.
Yeah, but he still consistently works. So, like, while he's not a household name, he still crushes enough to constantly be put in movies, and he's still like some of my favorite movies that he's in is Swiss Army Man, where he's stranded on an island, tries to kill himself, and finds the corpse of Daniel Radcliffe that constantly farts and gets boners. So, if that sentence appeals to you, it's definitely worth checking out Swiss Army Man.
Yeah, none of that appealed to me.
That was an enjoyable movie.
And I also liked Prisoners with Hugh Jackman.
Good movie. Do you ever see that
Jake
movie Girl
Gyllenhaal.
Next Door with Timothy Olyphant and like Emil Hirsch, Cuthbert?
Oh, yeah.
I like that one.
Is Paul Dano in that?
Yes. Paul Dano's in that. Yeah, I like There Will Be Blood, Prisoners. There's another one that was in my head that it's slipping. Oh, yeah, I didn't like this movie that much, but it was like still in the time when he looked like a rising star, was going to be a rising star. Remember that movie Little Miss Sunshine?
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say.
Like he's good in everything, you know?
Yeah, I initially didn't like him. Like, he was one of those people, like, for some reason his face bummed me out.
Well,
I don't know, I'm just too judgy on people's faces. I should stop that.
No, Paul Dano is invited to our show whenever he can come by, but he's definitely got a punchable face. Good thing we're doing this digitally now.
But, I mean, that's the thing. Like, his acting was so good, and he was in so many roles that I like that I no longer find his face punchable. I find his face enjoyable. Like, when he pops up in something that I'm not expecting him to see, I get a rush of happiness. Hey, look, it's Paul Dano. By the way, it might be Dano as well.
That would be annoying. I would like him a lot less if I've been saying his name wrong the whole time and he corrected me. I would just be like, all right, whatever, dude.
Oh, man, and it's not even Paul, it's Paul.
Your movies really aren't that good, actually, dude.
Oh, Jesus. Now Jeff's talking shit.
That was mean, huh?
Now we're never going to get Paul Dano as a guest.
Just
Great,
kidding.
Jeff. You fucking ruined it. You happy?
It's Paul Dano. Will you stop it, Kevin?
Great. Now he's really never going to come on because I fucked his name up.
Oh, jeez. One of us got it right. Oh, all right, we're drinking. I'm gonna go get a second beer.
I mean, we've been drinking, Jeff. You fucking bing boing.
All right, you know
Well,
what? Now I gotta smoke pot because
Yep.
you're making it really difficult to deal with, or you're being really difficult to
I'm
deal
also
with.
going to smoke some pot.
All right. Well, I'm going to play some.
Voicemails, yay! Let's do it.
He's gonna be real depressing moving forward. Let me tell you,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's get into these now while we can.
Kevin. You can have whatever in my bank account you want.
Thanks, Jeff.
No, I mean not me. I was.
Here we go. Let's try this one.
Hyper Chris.
MSPH crew.
Oh, he's banned. Hyperchris is banned, remember?
Oh, you
got
remember the
shunned.
number?
I think so.
Ooh, what up? It's Daddy Dirty Dick coming at you. Hey, just a quick observation. Last week, Alex was giving Jeff all these ways sucking dicks, and somehow we went from Jeff would not suck a dick to get with any girl in the entire world or do anything that he could do naturally. Now he's sucking dick to fucking get parking spots. What's going on, Jeff? Can't say the F word, start sucking dicks. Something's up, dog. Dickhead. Love you guys. Bye.
I'm confused. I sucked a dick for a parking spot once.
It's hard to keep them all straight, Jeff. So maybe you did.
It really is. Really is. Unfortunately, he could be accurate. And when I hear that, I don't think I
Are
would
you
suck a
ashamed
dick.
of yourself?
Yeah, I don't think I would suck a dick for a parking spot, but maybe I feel like there were some other things attached to that parking spot, but yeah, maybe. I don't know.
This one looks interesting. You can never tell what Google Translate is trying to say, but
I just wanted to call. This is your friend Seek, by the way. I just wanted to call and say, hey,
Ooh.
I can't think of 3 guys that I want to be in my next movie, Human Centipede 4, ass to mouth again and again, than you 3. But then I thought, we got to get Alex Wilson on this. And then I found out he was on the last episode. And I should have left this message before then. So I am calling now to say I miss you guys. I love you guys. I am in Florida now. I work at Harley Davidson now. And life is good. And I miss all of you. And I hope you're all doing well. And eat my ass. I love you guys. Bye.
We're doing it. Yeah.
hey, so you know what, Seek? Times might be getting real rough for me. I might have to insert myself into a Human Centipede to pay rent. So
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll send you. Kevin, send your resume for the Human Centipede job.
I never thought the stars would align like this, but yeah, I'm ready to commit to being in a Human Centipede.
You've only been unemployed for a little over an hour and a half, or
I
2.5
told you you're too
hours.
talented to be that unemployed for that long.
Yeah.
There you go.
And you're already ready to insert yourself into a human centipede.
Like I can't go back. I can't go back to Jersey, man. I can't go back.
Fuck, dude. I'm glad we can laugh about all this.
It was awesome to hear from Seek.
It was.
Yeah, we
Good
gotta get-
voicemail.
We got to get Seek back on.
Wonder if he wrote that one. That was impressive.
All right, let's do one more.
Hey guys, my name is Marshall Festus, or my wolf nice name is Who Fingers McGee. And leave it.
I think I might have named that guy.
That definitely has your stink all over it.
That's a really bad name. I just wanted to say thank you very much for putting on a great show. You're the only podcast I've ever listened to, or I've just tried to listen to.
Better be.
Recently. I love you guys. It gives me a reason to look forward to Mondays for once in my life. But honestly, I'm going to challenge Jeff to an Ellis Mania unless he can get over Two Fingers. He's got to be weak-head.
Well,
That's about it.
No,
Okay, guys, thanks for
I
listening.
accept, bro. I'm gonna fuck you up.
hey,
right,
who
no more
knows?
voicemails.
Who knows? Who knows? We don't need Sirius XM for Ellis Manias.
Yeah, you can beat my ass. Yeah, you can beat my ass regularly or otherwise. It's all right.
All right, well, it's been fun, everybody. Really weird time to have to do a podcast, but I hope you guys stick with us because MSPH, we're still chugging along, man. We're still going to keep cranking them out. And, boy, what a time to sign up for Patreon, huh?
Yeah, no pressure. Not gonna gill you or anything. But if you know,
You might call it the keep Kevin from being homeless slush fund. Keep me from living in adjacent to Poop Slime Alley, as opposed to living in Poop Slime Alley.
yeah, that's the tier.
I mean, you do have to be happy that you have that backup at least.
Poop Slime Alley?
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems fun.
You come to my Poop Slime Alley. It's coastal more. You know,
Yeah, I
Off
hear
the sand.
they got good crack in Long Beach.
the best.
But yeah, our Patreon is patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. If you haven't done so, please check it out. And if you are somebody who's never been a member of our Patreon, we've been doing it for just about 3 years, and you get access to everything depending on the tier. Like if you sign up for the $5 tier, you get every bonus podcast we've done since the beginning. If you sign up for the $10 tier, you get all that, plus the entire
45
history.
episodes of What the Fuck Did I Just Watch?
Yep. Got What the Fuck Did I Just Watch with Shuddy and Dom, where Dom cues up Shuddy with one of the horrible movies he likes and makes Shuddy watch it, and then they talk about it for like 20 or 30 minutes. And Shuddy's usually all bummed out and pissed at Dom for making him watch such a piece of shit movie. It's very fun. And Jeff does Between Two Flushes, where he takes a poop and rants into his phone while he's pooping. And Jeff also does the aforementioned Snack Attack. He is the snack sommelier. He gets very, I don't know, outlandish, random specialty snacks
Handsy.
and reviews them. And I put forth, I've got a few episodes of 60 Seconds with Kevin, Kevin's Nerd Hole, where I play a retro video game and do like a picture-in-picture. I record the video game I'm playing, and then you get a picture of me as I'm playing it, and I usually get all pissed off because they're retro games and they're fucking hard, but there's a whole bunch of those. We've started doing Supermarket Queefs, which is a supermarket sweep watch-along podcast. We just put out a new episode this past weekend featuring my very good friend and former roommate, Steve Brandano. What else have we got? I mean, there's more stuff. The quarantining with Kevin, where I made cocktails. There's a bunch of episodes of that. Tons of stuff. So if you sign up, it's not like you have to listen to the most recent stuff. You get access to it all. So check it out. Patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. And if you wouldn't mind, hook us up on Apple Podcasts or whatever service you're using to review us and subscribe and drop us a 5-star review. Those help us get attention and really goes a long way.
Yeah, review,
Yeah.
and subscribe. Help
Very
us
helpful.
out for fuck's sake. Don't be scumbags. Fucking review.
And what else? Oh, yeah, you can follow us on Instagram. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
At Jeffrey Records. I fucking hate social media.
At MSPH Podcast. Don't forget to listen to Jeff's podcast, Fade the Media. That's widely available. And if you want to be a part of Voicemails Yay, just call 201-472-0139. Or you can shoot your emails to madscientistpartyhour@gmail.com. Shuddy, do you have anything else?
I do not.
Well, thank you for listening, friends. But until next time, ooh, something!